One is how it should and one is how it will. How it should be as simple as this. It's another year that he did not win a title. And if people want to do the Jordan LeBron thing, I am totally fine with people saying 6 championships versus 3 championships. It's the back end of the conversation where we include finals losses, but not first, second, or third round losses that I find so intellectually dishonest, it makes me uncomfortable. The idea that LeBron would have been better off when he was down 3-2 against Boston and not in the final 2 games of that series averaging 41, 13, and 9 to get his team a home winning Game 6 and a road winning Game 7, because then he'd still just be 3-5 in the finals, I find to be laughable and intellectually dishonest. But how will it? It will it because people are just going to shout 3-6. They're going to say he's now got as many finals losses as Jordan has championships. He's now approaching Jerry West's 8 finals losses. Like, that's how it will happen, because people are either, to use the words I just used, intellectually dishonest, or they're just naturally illogical. How it should be, okay, so there's been 2 sweeps in the NBA Finals in the last 15 years. LeBron was involved in both of them. What did they have in common? Oh, they're the 2 worst teams to make an NBA Finals in the last 15 years, were the 2 teams LeBron took there in 07 and 2018.
Right, there's a lot of ways to make the comparison. For the people on the Jordan corner, like it's whatever information is compiled after this, like it won't matter. Like it won't matter what they say, because that 6-0, it's an unapproachable record. But what LeBron and what Nick is saying, especially those 2 bookends, if LeBron wasn't to win another NBA championship, his record would be 3-6. But in those 9 championship series, he was underdog 7 times. So it wasn't like his team underperformed with him. Now, if he had gone into these 9 and he was the favorite 7 times and he only won 3 of them, then that would be very incriminating evidence. But I just believe the first championship and this last one, if his career was to end, his record really should be 3-4, because getting them to the championship at 22 was remarkable. And we saw this season. Like, we're not 20 years removed now. We're watching it in real time. No NBA player would have gotten that Cavs team to the championship. So how can I hold it? And Nick, I'm big on the championships because that's the way you judge NBA players. But I can't hold his mastery of the regular season and the playoffs against him getting this team to the finals.
Here's the thing, just quickly. You should be big on the championships. I've never said championships don't matter. While it is a team accomplishment, we know in the NBA the best players have the biggest impact on winning or losing compared to other sports. Championships absolutely matter. And we can go down the list. Were you the best player on a championship team? Shaq was 3 times. Kobe was twice. Magic was 4 times. Kareem was twice. Bird was 3 times. LeBron was 3 times. Jordan was 6 times. That is the biggest feather in his cap and one that he has on the league. I don't mind people counting championships. It's counting finals losses as if they are worse than first, second, or third round losses. That just makes no sense to anybody. It makes no sense if you actually get into it that, oh, you know what would have been bad for Michael Jordan? If in 1995, when they were down 3-2 against Orlando in the second round, when he went 8 of 19 and they lost to not get out of the second round, if Jordan had scored 50, and they win that series, they go on to the NBA Finals, and then lose to Akeem and the Rockets, that would have been bad for Jordan. Of course it wouldn't have been.
Right, and one thing that I don't like, because I believe that when you lose in these rounds, you know what you don't get to see, Jenna? You don't see 70, 40-point efforts. So let's say the Cavs lose. So let's use an equal amount we can. Let's say they lose against the Pacers, all right? How many 40-point games LeBron have
since then?
Since that.
He had 6, because he had 8 in these playoffs.
Now, you tell me that wasn't worth it. Now, so when people look at the record, they won't look at the totality, the impact, because it'll be like distant history, and they'll pick the things that they want. But what LeBron did was as special as I've seen anything. And I'm going to tell you, Jenna, those 6 championships, I traveled with the Bulls. I saw Michael Jordan. What LeBron did was as impressive as Jordan with the 4 40-point performances against Phoenix.
Against Phoenix, including a 50-point performance.
Like what he did in this month and a half was as impressive.
I will be asking this question in 7,000 different ways and 400 different languages over the course of the next couple weeks. Where do you think LeBron is going to go, CC?
And Jenna, every time I'm going to try to have a smile on my face, say, Jenna, that's a good question.
Also, are you worried about the Cavs this year?
I want to know, are you asking him where he thinks he's going to go or where he should go?
Where LeBron should go.
Because those might be two different things. If you were giving it, the one thing is a prediction of where he will go. Another thing is, and what I'd really like to hear is, if LeBron came to Cris Carter and said, where should I go? Where's your advice for him to go? Maybe they're the same, maybe not.
I think there's some very compelling stories. I think what they have in the process in Philadelphia it's intriguing. Houston being a healthy Chris Paul away from potentially being, I think that's a perfect situation for him to battle the Warriors. But I think ultimately if I'm thinking about LeBron as a company, if I'm hearing what Dwayne Wade is saying, his best friend potentially in the world, I think he's going to go to the Lakers. And the reason why is I think he likes to be supported by an organization. I think that Magic Johnson being there is very, very important. I think that his brand and what he wants to do after basketball becomes very important. I think his son's overall development, especially his oldest one, is a basketball player in Los Angeles, the AAU circuit, the good high school, an opportunity for him to stay there and grow year-round compared to being in Cleveland during the school year and then being Vegas, L.A. in the offseason. I think all those things lead to saying the Los Angeles Lakers, this is the way they have acquired other great players. So LeBron would be a part of, and that's how they got Kareem. That's how they got a lot of these other great Shaq.
Wilt.
That's how they got them traded for Kobe on the draft. He was drafted by Charlotte. So I believe that the Los Angeles Lakers, to me, are the leading candidate to land LeBron James.
Okay.
So can I just say, if we were in a pitch meeting right now, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. I'm in. Like, that was, by the way, great sell for the Lakers.
So, well, let me add a little bit of information before I give my opinion.
Okay.
First one is this. Anyone that, and I haven't seen anyone do it yet, but I just want to let people know, anyone that goes on TV today or tomorrow or radio, print, whatever, and claims they know this answer is lying to you. Because LeBron does not know yet. LeBron has not made up his mind, which means he could be swayed. It also means it is such a difficult decision because there is no perfect option.
And one thing we have to really be careful with in this, the first decision, I was very, very fortunate. I was with another network, but I was very, very fortunate to have some of the intel. Now, this is their third decision. They did the second decision better than the first decision. The second decision, only a few people knew about that. They were able to get the letter out and everything. It was done almost perfect. This one, I think, will be done even better, and there will be even less people that know about where he's going to go.
And right now, no one can know because LeBron doesn't know yet. Now, what I do know is this, from a lunch CC and I had months ago that we've kind of alluded to, but never given full details with someone as connected to the NBA as you can get. That person, while is not on LeBron's circle, just on the NBA circle, was convinced, listen, man, it's Los Angeles. The whole league's known he wants to do Los Angeles. It's Los Angeles, plus Paul George, plus maybe someone else. That's what people have been saying for over a year now. And so I know there is momentum towards there. It sounds to me like Dwayne Wade thinks it's Los Angeles, right? Mm-hmm. But there are, at least in my eyes, the possibility, especially with the latest Kyrie Irving news, that the Celtics are worried that Kyrie, when he's a free agent in a year, is going to go to New York. I would be surprised if there was not the discussion, as Jonathan Jarks laid out on The Ringer, I thought very well, of a sign and three-way trade, where the Knicks, Celtics, and Cavs are all involved, where the Knicks get Kyrie, where the Cavs get draft picks from the Knicks, and where LeBron goes to Boston. Why would you have to involve the Knicks, because the Celtics don't have the salaries to match up. So you can't just do Kyrie straight back there. And if they think Kyrie could be leaving anyway in a year, that one is interesting. Philadelphia is the cleanest of the opportunities as far as a cap space standpoint and as far as a ready to win. Houston is the best from a winning standpoint, far and away the hardest from a cap standpoint. Far and away the most difficult to make it work. And in the past, LeBron has said, clear up your cap space, and then I'll consider you. Houston is not in a position, in my opinion, where they could tear the team down for a chance to get LeBron. They could only tear the team down for a guarantee to get LeBron.